long time no talk, I guess, but still getting this kind of built up. And like I said in my last video, this isn't going to be a an extreme channel where it's constantly being uploaded on. At least not yet. We'll see how it goes. Um, you know, Life kind of has a way of changing, and things can change, and maybe I'll really get into it and I'll like it. So, um, anyway, welcome back. So the last video I posted about the new camera that I was utilizing, which was the SJ Cam C400. I liked it at first, and that video that I posted was like 2 or 3 days of using it, and it felt, and I'm not saying using it regularly, it was more like just kind of audio tests, video tests to see what was coming of it. It seemed okay. But then after I was playing around with it and I saw the fisheye lens, I was like, yeah, I don't like that. This is not going to work, and especially for the price. I mean, it wasn't expensive as far as cameras are concerned, but it wasn't cheap. It was 150 bucks. Got that on eBay from SJ Cam. The reviews were really good on it, and they said it was like real 4K, and most of the time I'm a big review reader, and a lot of people, myself included, will write honest reviews and say, yeah, that really does have 4K quality, or no, it doesn't have it, it's like 1080p or 720, whatever it may be. So I was still within the return window, and I sent them a message asking for the return, and eBay initiated the return on eBay. The funny thing was, I was like, okay, this will be super simple. I don't really use eBay a ton. I'm more of an Amazon guy myself, but I've been utilizing eBay more, especially for parts for my truck, because it's nice to see that, yeah, this fits my truck or this doesn't fit my truck. Anyway, so I initialized it, and I mean, like half hour later, I got an eBay message from the SJ Cam sellers, and it was like, hey, how about you keep the camera and gift it to somebody, and we'll send you $15. 15 US dollars, a tenth of the price, and I'll just give it to somebody. So I said, well, at that point I had already sent it back because I got a return label. I had already sent it back, and I said that no, sorry, it's not going to work that way. The camera's not working correctly. It's not how it, because it doesn't say anything really about like having a fisheye, and that fisheye just seemed like you were going to be using a GoPro all the time, and I didn't like that. So I said no, I'd rather a full refund. I sent the camera back already. It's on its way to you. They were really good about it. But 2 days later after that, they sent it back. Not a problem. We'll send you the full refund when we get the camera. So camera got to them. In the meantime, I said, well, I can just utilize my phone and maybe get like a DJI gimbal, or a knockoff gimbal for my phone. But I don't always want to have the phone out, especially certain places, are like, if you're going on a ride or something like that, you just don't want to have the phone out. So I was like, well, let me see what's out there, and I found this camera here. So this camera is the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. The current camera that's out there is the Pocket 3, very expensive, and now with the rise in popularity due to YouTube and people watching YouTube and seeing what people are using for cameras, myself included, they've raised the price to like 800 and some bucks. I'm sure you can find it cheaper. This is just what I'm saying. I was on DJI's website at the time of making this. But I found the Pocket 2, and it's basically the same camera without the flipping screen. And I'm gonna put a little clip in right now of the camera that I was using. So anyway, this is the camera I was talking about. It's the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. Pretty cool little camera. As you can see, it's relatively small in my hand. Not too bad for size. Gimbal works great. Powers on pretty easily. And there it is looking at us, taking a video of me, taking a video of you, taking a video of me. Pretty cool. This is the phone attachment, USB-C attachment that I'm able to plug into my phone. But yeah, size is really good. Not too bad. The screen on this camera is fixed. It doesn't turn, doesn't go left or right, anything like that. However, right now I'm actually using the phone attachment. There's a phone attachment here that I showed you while I was using my phone to show you that that I'm using my phone as a screen. So I'm still kind of getting used to it. So you might see me panning over here and looking at myself like I'm looking at the screen right now. But it has, so you can use your phone as a big screen, or if you don't want to use your phone, like I was saying earlier, and you just want to use the camera, you can see where you're at. So far, I'm loving this thing. The tracking is great. I bought some accessories for it, which I'll show in another clip here, but just so I can kind of get the ball rolling as far as things to have, because my wife and I have some upcoming travel coming. We're going to be getting out of the cold weather and heading down to Florida for the week. Looking to do some really awesome stuff like Daytona Speedway and Cocoa Beach and other things like that. So I'm going to be doing some filming down there, so that way, more for a posterity thing, and for keeping them, in a place where I can go back and watch them, not for clicks and views really. Because that's really the basis of getting the camera was to kind of have home videos. Like back in the day when I was a kid, we would have home videos. We didn't have a ton of them. I wish we had more of them. That's where the phones actually do come in handy now, where you have a lot more videos of people, and you think back and you say, boy, I don't remember what this person's voice sounds like, or that person's voice sounds like, that's since passed on. And today you would have a better opportunity to have that. So that's kind of the point of this. I'd like to take this to travel places, maybe some family events if everybody's willing, so that way I can have these videos to look back on as I get older, and as my wife gets older and our family gets older and stuff, so we can remember some times that we had. My wife and I specifically, because we're going to be doing some traveling. I'm actually going to Seattle in June as well. Well, May or June, right there. I haven't finalized that yet. And probably somewhere at the end of the year, maybe a couple places at the end of the year. So anyway, that's kind of the point I'm making here, is that this camera is going to be really great for that. And on top of that, I'll be taking it to some local places. I figured, if I'm going golfing with my buddies, I'll make some videos, and if I'm going fishing and stuff like that, I'll make some cool videos, so that way I can just see what life brings and look back on time later on. So this camera is really cool. So the bottom line here, I'm rambling because my mind's never always there. This camera was $200. It's an open box. However, it seems brand new. Other than it looks like maybe where somebody pushed the camera into the box in the packaging, like a thumbprint, which I cleaned off since then. It looked brand new. And it functions like brand new. This is the first full video I'm taking on it. I've taken some test ones just to make sure it works. And using the DJI app on my phone to go back and watch them and download the footage, and can use them through iMovie or CapCut, whatever, from that point on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited about it. I mean, compared to the last video, if you go back and watch my last video, which I'll link below. I only have 5 videos or something like that, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. It's night and day. The quality of the clarity and the camera itself. I mean, the tilt, I can tilt all around, and I'm a very shaky hand person, so to have something with this kind of a steady gimbal on it, it's going to be awesome to have. I mean, my wife, like I said before, my wife and I are big Disney people, and when I would film like a parade or something like that, or whatever might be going on in Disney or something, I was always pretty self-conscious about my hands shaking taking the footage. Not because it's like, oh my gosh, there's Goofy again, thank God there's Goofy again. It was more like, I probably A, had too much caffeine, B, hands are naturally shaky. My brothers are the same way. It's kind of funny how we both just have these real shaky hands. I could have been a brain surgeon, but they just, they didn't take the hands. That's an exaggeration, obviously. So this camera will solve a lot of that, and there won't be that self-conscious thought of, man, this is really shaky and nobody's going to watch that, because I like to go live too, like on my Facebook, just to show my family's things, like while I'm traveling, and my friends. I do travel a lot. I travel for work. My wife and I like to travel as much as we can. And God willing, we'll be able to travel more down the line and get to see some cool stuff. So anyway, long story short, I'm rambling at this point. Kind of my thing where I just ramble. I have to put the cart back on the track there. Camera's great. I'm going to show you a couple different accessories and things. Let's just do that right now. So as far as accessories, this is what I was talking about on the Amazon accessory pack that I bought. This was really what I was going for here, was this small tripod that I can just hook to the bottom of my phone or to the bottom of the camera. The phone mount, that is where I'll actually end up using it the most probably. But the DJI came with a bottom cap that has one of these screw-ins that you can screw this into, so pretty cool. This was what I was really going for the most though, was this. It clamps onto the side of the camera, and then I put my phone into it and plug the phone right into the camera and utilize the DJI app and use the phone as a screen if I want to. And then, you know, if I don't want to use the phone, I can just take it off and use the built-in screen on the camera, which, you know, as I kind of showed earlier, is right here. It's kind of small, which is great. The Pocket 3 has a rotating camera that makes it like a widescreen look, but for the price difference, it wasn't worth just that flipping screen. But anyway, with these accessories came a whole bunch of things like this is a telescoping selfie stick that I probably will rarely ever use, unless I'm maybe filming something on my truck that I need to pan out for, but I don't want to make a scene or be in anybody's way, so I probably won't use that too much. I'm not going to go through all these accessories. I've linked the accessories below if anybody has this camera or the Pocket 1 or whatever that, you know, these will all kind of fit into. But there's a chest mount here. There's a clip mount here that you can clip onto like your car's visor and stuff, and you can utilize all that. So pretty sweet. Those accessories were like $35 on Amazon. I was looking just for the phone holder and a small little tripod to hold on to, so that way I wasn't having to hold that camera like that, because it is a small camera. I mean, as you saw, it's just the size of my hand pretty much, other than the top of the gimbal. So I thought, well, you know, that would be nice to have something to grab onto a little bit better, but it's not also huge to where I can just throw it in my pocket and it's not causing a scene, because there's nothing I hate more than being in an amusement park, on a beach, you know, out fishing, whatever it may be, even at the mall, where people are walking around filming themselves, which, listen, I'm doing it right now. I'm all for it, because I think people should do that. I think you should just put your life, you know, on camera, so that way you can relive it and have memories. But when they have these big, long selfie sticks, or they're setting up a tripod in the middle of a walkway so that they could do some new TikTok dance or something like that. I don't have the moves for the TikTok dancing, and my wife does not either. So we won't be doing any TikTok dancing. However, you know, I don't like to be in the way, and I don't like to make it obvious what I'm doing, because I'm a pretty private dude, other than starting this up, and I would rather not make a scene and not put myself in the center of attention there. So I wanted something small, and all those accessories that you saw there, I had them priced out separately, like a case and the phone mount and the tripod. It was like $45. And then before I went to check out, it came up like people who bought these viewed these as well, and it was this whole accessory pack for $35. And I was like, well, that would be stupid of me not to just get that. So I ordered that. Came within a couple days, and here we are. We're filming on it. So really excited to see what's to come. Like I said, in a couple weeks or maybe a month or so, my wife and I are going to go on a little vacation to Florida. So I won't have the camera in my hand 24/7, but I'm definitely going to be filming a good vast majority of it, so that way I can look back on it and put it on here. So, you know, for those who want to see it and maybe they can't go there, or you know, they want to see it through my eyes, would love to do that. That's the goal. You know, we weren't always lucky enough to be able to go on vacations, and even still, you know, the vacations that we go on, we make sure we limit it to, so we're not becoming indebted to a vacation, because we just don't want to do that. So there's a lot of things that we see through other vloggers, and a lot of places that we'll never see, and maybe out of choice or whatever, that we can't see. And you know, it's nice to be able to watch them and share that time. So hoping we can do that here a little bit, and can bring some smiles, bring some laughs. I'm going to try and open up a little bit to kind of be my true goofy self on camera, that my wife, for some reason, thought was the person she wanted to marry. Still don't get that today. I don't think I'll ever get that. But anyway, and we'll have some fun. So as always, thank you for watching. Check out the camera if you can. If you're interested, I'll put the link for this camera as well to the eBay link below. Customer service was really great. Speed for the shipment was great. I mean, obviously it came from overseas, so there was a little time with customs and things like that, but really great overall. Looking forward to using it more, and Hope everybody has a great day, great week, great year. See you later.